April 2016. Iceland's prime minister opens the morning paper and freezes. His name dominates the headlines. His secret offshore company, holding $4 million hidden from taxpayers, just went public. By noon, 20,000 protesters are flooding the streets outside his office. By sunset, 50,000 eggs smash against his windows. And within 72 hours, he resigns in disgrace. But this isn't just Iceland. Around the world, the powerful are in panic mode. Britain's prime minister is forced to explain his family's offshore fortune on live television. Putin's closest ally is exposed for $2 billion in suspicious transactions. Relatives of 8 top Communist Party leaders are discovered holding offshore millions. The trigger? 11.5 million leaked files from a Panamanian law firm nobody had heard of, sent by an anonymous source at 12:47 a.m. with 3 simple words. Interested in data? One leak. One person. One act that would shake the foundations of global power. At 3:14 a.m., the first batch arrives. 47 files, each stamped with Mossack Fonseca's letterhead. Passport scans, spreadsheets, internal emails. Bastian Obermeier, a German reporter, clicks randomly. Every click confirms the same frightening truth. Mossack Fonseca isn't just selling legal services. They're selling invisibility. By dawn, 2.3 gigabytes have been downloaded. By Monday, 94. By March 18th, 1.8 terabytes. His computer can't keep up. The deluge of documents keeps coming until it peaks at 11.5 million files spanning almost 40 years. Decades of hidden deals, phantom directors, and offshore networks designed to make the rich, untouchable Obermeier scrolls through the client lists. Shell companies registered in Samoa, bank accounts opened in Geneva, closed in Singapore, reopened in Seychelles emails, discussing absolute confidentiality and discreet services. One internal memo reads, "We cannot continue to put our necks on the line for someone who is obviously a crook, but the firm processed the transaction anyway. No single reporter can verify this alone. No single newspaper can fact-check 12 million files. Obermeier knows he needs an army, but trusting dozens of strangers with material that could topple presidents is terrifying. And John Doe's warning echoes in his mind. My life is in danger." Obermeier contacts Marina Walker, director of the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. Within 70 hours, 376 reporters from 76 countries are on board. Encrypted chat rooms, non-disclosure agreements, data scientists, financial analysts, investigative journalists. A single rule governs the team. No leaks, no outside contact, no spouses, no government interference. A single slip could destroy the investigation. The data is chaos. Emails in Spanish, ledgers in German, incorporation papers in Mandarin, PDFs inside PDFs, handwritten notes, photocopies of photocopies. The team builds a searchable engine from scratch, parsing names, matching signatures, flagging suspicious transfers. By morning, alerts arrive. A former Argentine minister and the Icelandic prime minister's wife appear in the client roster. Patterns emerge. Shell companies aren't isolated. They form chains across continents. One company owns another, which owns a third, spread across multiple tax havens. Hours of painstaking investigation trace complex ownership paths. Latin America, Russia, China. Journalists uncover $2 billion in offshore accounts tied to Putin's inner circle. Shell companies linked to family members of Xi Jinping's Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's cousins, holding property through British Virgin Islands entities. Companies funding Hamas weapons, 12 current or former heads of state, 143 politicians, 29 billionaires. Offshore finance isn't just big. It's the parallel infrastructure of global power. Publishing these revelations requires painstaking verification. Every claim, every prime minister, every billionaire needs evidence that would hold up in court in corporation records, signature matches, bank statements, witness testimonies. In Iceland, the Prime Minister's wife's company is matched against failed bank creditor lists. Smoking gun. The household owned millions in claims against banks he was supposed to regulate. A severe conflict of interest capable of toppling a government. By January 2016, the consortium compiled dossiers on 600 investigations. Local media partners prepared stories, but everyone agreed. Nothing would publish until April 3rd. A simultaneous release eliminates the risk of one government pressuring another to suppress the story. Yet fear lingers. Offshore finance is abstract, technical. Will the public care? Or worse, will lawsuits bury the story before anyone reads it? April 3rd, 2016, 8 p.m. UTC. Fingers hit the publish button. Iceland explodes. 22,000 citizens, 7% of the population. The Prime Minister resigns. Britain, Spain, Pakistan. Leaders face scrutiny, resignations, political upheaval. Russia calls it a CIA plot. China scrubs the internet. But global momentum is unstoppable. Tax authorities mobilize, banks scramble. For the first time, the offshore industry is front-page news worldwide. Mossack Fonseca's method is deceptively simple. Register a corporation in a low-tax, high-secrecy jurisdiction. Appoint a nominee director. Open a bank account. Move assets. Legal in some cases. Criminal in many. Emails reveal staff helping clients evade sanctions, backdate incorporation documents, and move money for criminal enterprises, from Syrian weapons dealers to Mexican drug cartels. The firm created over 240,000 offshore entities for clients in 200-plus countries, among them 43 sanctioned individuals. By December 2021, 84 countries opened 1,369 investigations, billions recovered. Prosecutions followed, from Guatemala to South Korea to France. Policy changes followed. The UK launched a public beneficial ownership registry. All 28 EU member states implemented transparency directives. Even the US passed the Corporate Transparency Act in 2021, forcing shell companies to disclose beneficial owners, and this was only one leak. Imagine what else is sitting, encrypted, waiting for the next John Doe. Curious? Stay tuned for the story of the hack that exposed over 500 million travelers worldwide.